Okay, so starting in Shavasana today on your back, take a moment to get comfortable. You can always use props. For some of us, lying on the floor is not super comfortable. Sometimes I like to bring something small under the head as a pillow or something larger under the knees. I want to notice the symmetry in the body. Can you open the legs up equally? Can you open the shoulders equally? And one leg at a time, lift the leg just an inch off the floor and extend the back of the leg from the hip all the way down to the foot. So you can extend, 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 and then lower the leg down, and then do the same with the other leg. Same thing with the arms. Can you press the back of the arm away from you, from the shoulder to the hand, one at a time? And then finally, the back of the head. Can you lengthen the back of the head away from the neck, away from the rest of the body? And when you feel like you've spread the whole back body on the floor, start to release any control and let the body settle on the floor. You can close your eyes if you like. Begin to notice your breath. Where does your breath naturally fill the chest today? Is it more in the top of the lungs, in the back of the lungs, in the sides? We'll take a few rounds of the wave breath. You can begin whenever you like. Let your next inhale be just a sip of air and exhale to let it go. Your next inhale a little bit deeper and exhale to let it go. This third breath, more like a real natural breath. And your fourth breath, a little deeper than that. Start from the beginning, taking a little sip of air for your next inhale. And take one more round on your own, noticing the difference between each breath, not just the length, but the depth, the spread, and the positioning of the breath. And once you finish this round on your own, you can come to Ujjayi breath or a soft, slow, smooth inhale met with a soft, slow, smooth exhale. And I'll take some cleansing breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. When you're ready, exhale all the stale air out. Then inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth, sigh. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Last time together, inhale. Exhale. Let the lips gently touch. Breathe in and out through the nose. If there's something under the knees, you can move it out of the way. And then on your inhale, pull the right knee into the chest. Bring some life into the left leg so that the toes point up towards the ceiling. You could rock side to side with that right knee in your hands or the right thigh in your hands. Keep the left leg steady. Feel the compression of the leg on the chest. And then hold the knee with the right hand. As you inhale, open the right knee out to the side. And as you exhale, switch to the left hand and cross the knee across the body, but keep the right hip pretty close to the floor. Then as you inhale, come back, open with the right hand. Exhale to close the hip with the left hand. Inhale to the right, opening the hip. Exhale to the left, closing the hip. One more time. Keeping that right hip reaching towards the floor. It's okay if it lifts up, especially as you cross. And then your next inhale, come back to center and start to straighten the right leg up towards the ceiling so the foot reaches up. The leg doesn't have to be straight. If this is a lot in the legs, you can always bend the left knee and plant the left foot on the floor. That might help you get the leg a little bit straighter. Take some circles with the ankle of the top foot, the right foot. And then move in the other direction. Start to slow down the movement and bring one hand, if you can, behind the back. So wherever you can fit it most comfortably towards the hips without lifting the hips up. So it should be right at the low back. And if you can't put your hand there, if the shoulders are a little tight this morning, just imagine that space being about a hand print away from the floor. Point the toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale here. And as you exhale, reach the right leg forwards, 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 so it comes down towards the floor. And then flex the foot. Inhale, lift the leg up towards the ceiling. Keep moving with your breath. Exhale, point and lower. Inhale, flex and lift. Like you're moving through honey. Keep pressing the low back into the hand. Or if the hand's not there, then keep the low back from pressing all the way into the floor. Keep that natural curve in the low back. Again, you can always plant the left foot on the floor. That should give you a little bit more power. Next time you exhale, pull the knee back into the chest, release the hand, give the knee a squeeze, and then switch sides. Send the right leg long, pull the left knee in. Again, lengthen the back of that right leg. Notice the difference between the sides. You can rock side to side here if you like. And we'll start with the opening and closing of the hip. Hold on to the knee with the left hand. And as you inhale, open the knee. As you exhale, switch to the right hand and start to close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Taking a few more rounds on your own. The next time you inhale, come back to center. You might plant the right foot on the floor, or you could keep the right leg long. Stretch the left foot up towards the ceiling. Take some circles with the ankle. And again, it's okay if the left leg is not straight or straightening, but not fully straight, especially if that's a little tight for you today. Take circles in the other direction. And then come to stillness. Point the toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, reach the foot forwards away from you and towards the floor. Let it hover and then flex the foot. Inhale, lift up. Keep moving with your breath. This time, see if you can do this without bringing the hand behind the back. It makes it a little bit more challenging to keep the curve in the spine. You don't want the low back to be doing all of this work. Strength coming from the legs and the abdomen more than the low back. Take maybe 2 more rounds. And then when you're ready, both knees come into the chest. Rock side to side, massaging the low back down into the floor. You could either roll up and down the spine, or you could just rock to one side, press yourself up into a table position for Betalasana. Bringing something under the knees if they're sensitive. If you do, make sure you can support the entire calf, the whole shin with the blanket or whatever you're using. Take a few rounds of cat-cow as you inhale, arch through the spine. As you exhale, round, press the floor away. Inhale, pull the floor closer to you. Exhale, press it away from you. Take a few more rounds. Watch the inner elbows. See if you can press them forwards, spin them forwards, and then press the whole circumference of the palm down into the floor. It's okay to lock the joints a little bit, as long as at the bottom, where whatever's touching the floor is really strong and firm. After your next exhale, come back to a neutral spine. Tuck the right toes, send the right leg long, keep the toes down. Shift forwards and back a few times, stretch out the bottom of the foot, the back of the right leg. And then bring the inner arch of the right foot down. So you're starting to open the hip. See if you can bring the whole foot on the floor, the bottom of the foot on the floor. Then make a little kickstand with the left leg. So keep the knee down, but swing the foot out towards the side. Keep the left hand where it is, or maybe it's on a block or you're on fingertips. As you inhale, sweep the right arm up towards the ceiling. So we're in a modified side plank here. Few options. You could stay. Spinning the navel up towards the ceiling. You might float the right foot off the floor. You might bend the right knee and reach back with the right hand. See if you can reach for the foot. Opening the chest. Take as many breaths as you like here. When you're over it, bring the foot down, bring the hand down. Child's pose. Knees back to center. Hips come low. If this doesn't feel good, you could take puppy dog or baby dolphin instead, with the elbows down and the knees down.
Anywhere where your head can be heavy, where your arms can be heavy, and where your hips can be heavy.
In Sanskrit, one of the names for child's pose is Adho Mukha Virasana, downward facing hero's pose, which I kind of like better than child's pose, but regardless, a child would not take this pose very seriously. Feel free to move, to adjust, to make it your own. When you're ready, we'll take the other side. On your next inhale, come back to a table. Tuck the left toes, send the left leg long, and shift forwards and back, noticing the difference between the sides. Coming to stillness when you're ready.
Bring the inner arch of the foot down, and then the whole bottom of the foot reaches towards the floor. Swing the right foot out towards the side. Plant the right hand. Inhale, sweep the left arm open. Really pressing that left foot down to take some of the pressure out of the right knee. Lean the left chest back. Relax the head and neck somewhere. You can look wherever feels comfortable. Keep reaching up through the left arm. Maybe stay here, maybe lift the left leg. Maybe bend the knee and reach back for the foot. Slow down your breath.
On your next exhale, slowly start to unwind. Meet me with the hand down and the knee down, and lower all the way onto your belly. A few rounds of baby cobra. Hands by the low ribs, elbows squeeze together and up. As you inhale, peel the chest up off the earth. And as you exhale, lower down. Take a few rounds by yourself, inhaling to lift, exhaling to lower. Press the thighs down into the mat. Keep the low back as long as you can. Squeeze the muscles of the back body together, and maybe float the hands off the floor. The next time you inhale, hold here. Maybe float the hands off the floor, maybe reach them out to the sides like a T. Maybe pulse the arms up and down, squeezing the shoulder blades together and then letting them come apart. If you don't have a lot of room to the side, you can make a cactus shape in the arms instead. On your next exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly and make your way to child's pose or downward facing dog if you're ready for that.
From down dog, feel free to pedal out the feet, to bend the knees generously. This first one is always a little bit sticky, a little bit tight. Can you lift the hips up towards the ceiling? On your next inhale, shift forwards to plank. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to down dog. One more, and then we'll add on. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. This time, keep the toes tucked, but inhale to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Hips come lower as you peel the chest forwards. Exhale to plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, keeping the toes tucked the whole time. One more time like that. Inhale, upward facing dog. Pull the spine forwards, open the chest. Exhale, plank. Come to that neutral spine. Inhale, upward facing dog, shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Give the hands a little bit of a rest. Forward fold at the back of the mat. Let the head and neck hang. Hold opposite elbows.
Slow breath in. Exhale, let it go.
As you inhale, lengthen through the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more time. Inhale, long spine, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. This time, come all the way up to stand, Tadasana, mountain pose. At the back of the mat. We'll just do 2 sun salutations. As you inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step the hands out to plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, keep the toes tucked. Exhale, downward facing dog, let the hips pull you back. 3 breaths. Reaching the hips up and back. 1. Pressing the inner hand down. 2. Reaching the heels towards the floor. 3. As you inhale, bend the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, take your steps to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep the arms up, come to stand. Exhale, lower the arms, Tadasana. Okay, slightly more traditional version. Inhale, reach the arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Spin the inner thighs behind you. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. You can hold plank or you could lower down to the floor or halfway. Inhale, flip the feet this time, take a back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose or anything in between where your head is lower than your hips. Five breaths here. 3 more. Either from down dog or tabletop. We'll start the different sides of the body. When you're ready, lift the right leg. As you exhale, step it through. between the hands. Back knee can come down or it could stay lifted. As you inhale, shoulders forwards and up over the hips, reach the arms up in line with the ears, Anjaneyasana. Squeeze the thighs together, pull that right hip back, then deepen the bend in the right knee. As you exhale, reach the arms behind you like an airplane. Start to straighten the right leg, press into the big toe for this half splits variation. If you're wobbly, bring the hands down to the floor or to blocks. If you want to make this harder, we're going to move with the breath. As you inhale, bend the knee, reach the arms up. Exhale, straighten the knee, reach the arms back. With control, inhale, lift up. Press into the heel. Exhale, reach back, press into the big toe. 2 more times. You might make this even harder for yourself. As you exhale, you'll lift the toe and flex the foot. Again, the hands can always come down. Finishing your last round here. Finish on your inhale. And then as you exhale, lower the left hand, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Take a twist. Lean the right chest open. Squeeze the thighs together. Can you twist a little bit deeper? Reach the right arm back, back, back so that it's parallel with the left leg. Inhale here. Exhale, reach it forwards in line with the ear. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hand down, downward facing dog. Maybe you take a little vinyasa in between, a little push up and a back bend, or maybe you just press back to down dog or child's pose. Settle the breath, starting from a neutral place as much as possible, either from down dog or child's pose, or tabletop. As you inhale, lift the left leg. And as you exhale, step it slowly between the hands. Back knee up or down, squeeze the thighs, look forwards, and inhale, lift up. Reach the arms. As you exhale, reach the arms behind you, airplane, straighten the left leg. Okay, once you feel like you found these 2 positions, then move with the breath. As you inhale, you'll use your muscle memory to come into Anjaneyasana. And as you exhale, you'll press back into Parsvottanasana variation. Keep pressing into the big toe as you straighten the leg. Press into the heel as you bend. You can always bring the hands down. Sides will be different. You can always make this harder by flexing the foot as you straighten the leg. Take one more round on your own, finishing on the inhale. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up, twist. Squeeze the thighs together. Relax the head and neck. Where can you find a little bit more ease for yourself? Maybe just in the jaw. Reach the left hand back behind you. Inhale, reach it in line with the ear above you. And exhale, bring the left hand down. Optional vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog or child's pose. Okay, option to make this a little bit harder. Also option to take some of the pressure off the knee. So you'll have some options. Either from down dog or down dog or tabletop. Inhale to lift the right leg. Exhale, step it through. Now this time, see if you can lift the back knee up off the floor. It doesn't have to be straight, that back leg, but lift it up, look forwards for balance, squeeze the thighs together, then lift the shoulders up over the hips. For this low lunge, well, now high lunge. Squeeze that left hip forwards. Bring the thumbs to the sternum to start. Inhale, see if you can straighten that back leg a little bit, lifting the thigh up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend. Doesn't need to hover off the floor, just bending and straightening with the breath. Inhale, straighten, and exhale to bend. Maybe you add the arms, reach the arms up in line with the ears. Inhale, straighten the leg, and as you exhale, hands come to hips, straighten the right leg, start to tip forwards. So we're in this Parsvottanasana variation with the hands on the hips. You can bring the hands to blocks or onto the floor. The right leg doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Inhale, rebend that right knee, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Thumbs to sternum. One more option here is Virabhadrasana 1. You could bring the back heel down on an angle so you have a little bit more surface area on the floor. Body's touching the floor a little bit more. You might be more stable in the legs, even though the hips are going to be a little weirder. We're going to pull the right hip back. Press the outer left foot down. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, pyramid. Reach the arms forwards and back. Press into the big toe. Inhale, Anjaneyasana or Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, Parsvottanasana. Press into the big toe. 2 more times. Rest your gaze on something that's not moving for balance. On your next inhale, stay here. As you exhale, warrior 2. You might open the legs a little wider, open the arms into a T, flip the right palm. As you inhale, reverse, reach the arm up. Exhale back to warrior 2. One more time like that. Inhale, reverse, keep the legs strong. Exhale, warrior 2. Gaze over the right fingertips. Inhale here. Exhale, windmill the hands forwards, frame the front foot, step back, maybe just press back to down dog or table, maybe take a vinyasa. One more side. Take as much time as you need. Feeling that heat that you've generated at tapas. When you're ready, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it between the hands. Squeeze the thighs, find your foundation, steady in the legs. And then inhale, lift the shoulders up, thumbs to sternum. Inhale, lift the back leg. Exhale, start to bend. Keep the sternum lifting up as you bend and straighten into that back knee. And you keep the hips pulling forwards. Keep the weight in the left heel. The next time you inhale, stay here. Maybe reach the arms up. Finding that length through the spine from the tailbone all the way to the crown. On your exhale, Parsvottanasana, straighten the left leg, reach the arms back or maybe down towards the floor if you need some stability. Keep pressing into the big toe of the left foot. Almost like there's a line from the left big toe all the way to the left outer hip. Can you press down into the bottom of that line? and pull out of the top. On your next inhale, rebend that knee, lift up, Anjaneyasana. Maybe Vira 1. Bring the back heel down on an angle. See if you can keep that squareness in the legs. We'll move with the breath. Inhale, Vira 1. Exhale, Parsvottanasana. Moving with your own pace. How slow can you make those inhales? Notice if there's a pause between the inhale and the exhale. There always is. Can you keep that moving? The breath always moving. Take one more round. Finishing on your inhale. And as you exhale, warrior 2. Open the shoulders wide. Flip the left palm. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior 2. One more time. Inhale, reverse, strong legs. Exhale, warrior 2. Gaze over the left fingertips. Inhale here, super strong pose. Exhale, hands come down, frame the front foot, optional vinyasa. Final down dog of class. Final child's pose. Take a moment to notice what the room looks like upside down, what it feels like to be upside down with your head on the floor or reaching down towards the floor. We don't spend a lot of our adult days in these positions. So it's good to just bask in them a little bit. When you're ready, come up to a comfortable seat. Take your time to get there and stretch the legs long in front of you. Okay, we're going to do seated pigeon. So lean back into your hands and then pick up the right knee, cross the right ankle over the left knee, and make sure it's not right on top of the knee. It should be just above the knee if possible. Flex the foot to protect the knee. And then you can walk the hands a little closer. You might bend the left knee and start to bring the left foot closer to the chest. Now there's a balance. You could walk the hands back, you could walk the hands forwards, you could walk the knee all the way close, planting the foot on the floor. Hopefully you're feeling this in the outer right hip. If you're feeling it somewhere else, cool. We're going to add the chin, but can you imagine from the tailbone pushes forwards through the hips, forwards towards the legs. And that's sort of like a toothpaste, like a tube of toothpaste. You're squeezing that up the spine, so you're pulling the spine forwards through the chest. As you inhale, lift the chin up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, pull the chin in towards the chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. As you lift the chin, imagine you're drinking in the breath, filling the lungs with air. And as you exhale, grow longer through the spine. Pull the chin and the chest closer. One more round. When you're ready, walk the hands back, walk that left foot forward, start to unwind. Right leg goes long. You might even windshield wiper the knees and the feet a little bit, or just tap the knees. And then bend the left knee, cross the ankle. This is seated pigeon pose. Maybe walk the right foot in, maybe walk the hands in, just until you feel something, not pain, feel sensation of some kind. So easy to dump into the shoulders here. And you widen through the chest, and then from the tailbone all the way up through the occiput, the base of the skull. Pull the spine, the back of the spine, towards the front of the spine, inside the body. When you feel like you've got a place where you could hang out for a minute, inhale to lift the chin, and exhale to lower. Move with your own breath. These neck muscles have a very important job. They keep our head up all day, but that means that they're usually pretty tight, pretty tired, and they take a while to relax. So can you even just think about asking them to release a little more? Even while they're doing this work. Widen through the collarbones, like your collarbones are smiling. One more round. And start to walk the hands back, walk the foot forwards, unwind the legs, plant both feet on the floor. If your wrists are tired, you can use the hands clasped and do some wrist circles here. And then keep the knees bent. We're going to come into bridge pose. So lie onto your back slowly. Bring the heels close to the hips, not touching. Tuck the shoulders underneath you, widen through the chest, press the low back down so the tailbone lengthens towards the knees. And as you inhale, lift the hips up. As you exhale, lower the hips down, one vertebra at a time. Slowly lift on your inhale. Slowly lower on your exhale. Notice the tendency for the knees to open. Can you keep them in the center without touching, just about hips distance apart? And if that's really hard for you, keep pressing down through the inner arch of the foot. That should help you keep the knees in line. Take a few rounds on your own. It might feel really good to grab a block or some other prop and keep the hips lifted up onto that block or bolster or whatever you have for a restorative version of this pose. If you have a little more energy today, you could just keep the hips lifted and try to clasp hands under the back. Resist the urge to really press the head down into the floor. Can you keep the head and neck soft without moving the head or neck too much? Relax the jaw, let the tongue spread in the mouth. And if you're still lifting and lowering, start to come to stillness just for 2 or 3 breaths. On your next exhale, lower onto your back. Pull the knees into the chest, rock side to side. You might like to take a happy baby here or a twist, bringing the knees to one side and the shoulders open. If there's any other final poses you like to take, feel free to take them now. If nothing comes to mind, you might be ready for a long Shavasana. You have about 2 minutes. I'll let you know when we're halfway through those 2 minutes.
We're about halfway through if you want to change sides or change poses. Coming to Shavasana when you're ready. Find your symmetry between the two sides of the body. Relax the arms, the muscles of the face, the backs of the legs, the fronts of the legs. Maybe sigh out your next breath and release the jaw. Let yourself grow heavy into the floor. Allow the eyes to rest in their sockets, the tongue to spread in the mouth. The lips find a delicate balance between touching and not touching. Even in the brain, can you imagine relaxing from the top of the brain towards the back of the brain? And just for a few moments, give yourself this generous gift of doing nothing, this well-deserved rest in a season where there's always more responsibility, more things to do, more opportunity to be excited about. These small moments feel ever more precious. Relax, release, and let go. Shavasana. Let your next inhale be a little bit deeper. You can always stay as long as you like. Allow yourself to reawaken from the inside first, using your breath, noticing any sensations, temperature, texture. Then add some small movements into the body, fingers and toes. And allow that movement to grow. Taking any movements that feel good for you, any little rituals you like to take after Shavasana. Make your way up to a comfortable seat. Let your head be the last thing to lift. No rush. As you approach your seat, lengthen the backs of the legs. Lift the crown of the head. Relax the shoulders, the backs of the shoulders down, away from the ears. And like you're drinking in the breath, let the lungs open up for your air. And exhale to let it go. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up. Thank your body for working for you. Gratitude for the practice, its lineage, and all the benefits it brings. We'll just close with 3 more breaths, paying attention to the inhales, maybe even holding the inhales at the top. When you're ready, exhale all the stale air out. Then slow inhale through the nose. Exhale, open mouth, sigh, let it go. Slow breath in. Exhale out. Last time together, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Thanks for coming. Such an honor to share this with you.